Hello everyone, welcome back to KEA Master. I hope all of you are doing well. If you are watching this video, make sure to subscribe to KEA Master because we are continuously bringing you PGCET updates, college reviews, cutoff analysis, counseling information and much more. So in today's video, we are going to discuss one of the most important things that M.Tech PGCET 2026 students are waiting for, marks versus rank. Although I already made the marks versus rank for M.Tech students, actually one student contacted me on WhatsApp and requested me to make this video. He analyzed the available OMR and result data and prepared a marks wise student distribution, and he shared that analysis with me. So I thought let's take that data and calculate an estimated rank range from 80 marks all the way down to 17 marks. We have around 5,918 CSE student entries in this analysis, while the overall M.Tech candidate pool is 10,000 plus. This is a student data based estimate, so the official KEA rank can be different. I also don't know the exact date with when KEA will release the result, but hopefully the result will be released soon. So without wasting any time, let's start the analysis. So first let's understand what exactly we have here. This is a marks wise student distribution prepared from the data analyzed by that students. We have around 5,918 CSE student entries starting from around 80 marks and going down to 17 marks. For every mark, we can see how many students scored that particular mark. For example, if we want to know the position of students who scored 57 marks, we first need to see how many students scored more than 57 and then how many students scored exactly 57. Based on that, we can calculate the position range of those students. So instead of just guessing a rank, we are actually using the available student data and doing the calculation. Now let's see the overall candidate pool before we start calculating the rank. Now one important point before we go further, the overall M.Tech PGCET candidate pool this year is 10,000 plus students, but the data we have for this analysis contains around 5,918 CSE student entries. So these 5,000 students are not the complete M.Tech candidate population. There are students from other streams also, such as civil engineering, mechanical science, electrical science and other applicable streams. So we are using this available CSE dataset as the base of our calculation. We don't have the complete marks distribution of all the 10,000 plus candidates. So the numbers we are going to see are rough estimated ranges based on the available data. Now once you understand the calculation method on the next, you will easily understand how every mark range in this video has been calculated. So let's take one example. Let's take 57 marks as our example. According to the data, 440 students scored more than 57 marks. So the first student with 57 marks will come after those 440 students. Then there are 106 students who scored exactly 57 marks. So these students occupy position 441 to 546 in this data set. Now for this analysis, we are using 2001 rank offset assumption. So we add 2000 to these positions. 441 plus 2000 gives 2441 and 546 plus 2000 gives 2546. So according to this calculation, 57 marks gives an estimated rank range of 2441 to 2546 rank range. That's the basic calculation we are going to follow throughout this video. Now let's start from the highest marks and move down. Now let's start from 80 marks. In this dataset, one student has scored 80 mark. So that is position number 1. Using our calculation, that gives approximately rank 2001. Then we have one student each at 79, 78 and 77 marks. At 76 marks, there are two students, so their position is around 5 to 6. As we move down, the number of students at each mark starts increasing. For example, 70 marks has 4 students, 69 has 9 students, 68 has 10 students and 65 has 23 students. Finally, when we reach 60 marks, there are 60 students with 60 marks. They occupy position 232 to 291, which gives an estimated rank range 2232 to 2291. Now let's move into 50s. where we have much larger number of students. Now this is probably the most important part for many students. At 59 marks, we have 71 students, giving an estimated range of around 2292 to 2362. At 58 marks, 78 students are there, giving around 2363 to 2440. Then at 57 marks, we have 106 students, giving approximately 2441 to 2546. At 56 marks, there are 93 students. At 55 marks, we have 15 students, giving around 2642 2754. At 54, there are 141 students. At 53, 170 students. And at 52 marks, we have 169 students. According to this calculation, 52 marks come around 3066 to 3234. So if you have scored somewhere between 50 and 60, definitely check this entries table carefully. And now let's come to the 40s. At 49 marks, there are 214 students, giving an estimated range of around 3663 to 3876. At 48 marks, we have 268 students, giving around 3877 to 4144. At 47 marks, there are 297 students, and the estimated range become 4145 to 4441. At 46 marks, 269 students are there. And at 45 marks, we have 291 students, giving approximately 4711 to 5001. Then we have 44, 43 and 42 marks, where again we see more than 250 students at each mark. And finally at 40 marks, 252 students are there, giving an estimated range of 6034 to 6285. So you can see how quickly the estimated rank moves as the marks decrease. Now we are moving from 39 to 30 marks. At 39 marks, there are 220 students, giving approximately 6286 to 6505. At 38 marks, 190 students. At 37, 197 students. At 36, 180 students. At 35 marks, there are 148 students, giving around 7073 to 7220. Then we continue through 34, 33, 32 and 31 marks. And at 30 marks, there are 65 students. Their data set position is 5632 to 5696, giving an estimated rank range of 7632 to 7696. So if your marks are somewhere between 30 and 39, check the exact range shown in this table. Now let's finish with the remaining marks from 29 down to 17. Finally, let's look at the lower marks from 29 all the way down to 17. At 29 marks, there are 39 students, giving approximately 7697 to 7735. At 28 marks, there are 56 students. At 27, 40 students. At 26, 22 students. At 25, 20 students. Then the number gradually becomes smaller. At 23 marks, we have 12 students. At 22 and 21 marks, we have 5 students each. At 20 marks, only 2 students. At 19, 3 students. At 18, 1 student. And finally, at 17 marks, there are 4 students occupying positions 5915 to 5918, giving approximately 7915 to 7918 ranks. So that's our complete marks distribution from 80 down to 17. Now before we finish, one important thing you should understand: why can your final KE rank be different from these estimates? The main reason is that the available dataset is primarily based on CSE students, while the overall M.Tech candidate pool also contains students from other streams. We don't have the complete marks distribution of every candidate. So there may be additional candidates from other streams scoring above or around your marks. Also, the final KE rank list methodology and official data will determine your actual rank. So use this analysis as a rough reference to understand where your marks may stand. Once KE releases the official rank list, this is what you should use for counseling and college selection. And With that, let's quickly conclude. So that's our Karnataka PGCET 2026 M.Tech Marks versus rank analysis from 80 marks all the way down to 17 marks. Once again, special thanks to the student who contacted me on WhatsApp, analyzed the available OMR and result data and requested me to make this video. I hope this analysis gives you some idea about your possible rank while we are waiting for the official result. Hopefully, KE will release the result soon. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like this video and subscribe to KE Master. Thank you so much for watching.